Good afternoon. Happy Father's Day. For anyone who is celebrating that, I'm going to go celebrate soon, but I have a brief little break in the day. And I, as I'm sure y'all have noticed, have not been in here in quite a while. It has been a hot minute. So if I'm going to be so for real with you guys. June has absolutely kicked my ass. There has just been a lot going on. The shop has been extremely busy. We've had a ton of events and like orders and stuff. And I think part of what it is that I did this thing where I was like, I'm going to think about that right now. I'm going to be with the kids. I'm going to do stuff with the kids. I'm not going to worry about that until after they're in camp. And then they'll be in camp all day and I'll have all this time to do stuff. And then all of my chickens like came home to roost at once. And then I had to do all these things. So while I was with my kids, I was like, it's chill, it's whatever. Let's go to the pool. Let's go to the library. And now that they're in camp, I'm like, oh my God, I have things to do. So I'm still working on the berry shoes and I have some snowballs and some ice creams. There are a million things I want to do. I want to do, there are a million things I want to do. But right now, what I need more than anything are just some easy A's. I just need some wins. I just need, that's what I need right now. And I'm going to let myself have it because I jinxed myself terribly by being like, wow, I'm so far ahead. Nothing can stop me. And then things happened and I haven't had as much time in here to work on shoes. What I'm doing here is I'm just pooling some old like Martha Stewart, little minis. This is wow exclamation point, which used to be something you could buy in multi-packs at Michael's. I don't know if you can anymore, but these little bitties, you can't really do much with them. And these days I really only want to use Craft Culture glitter, both because it's, in my opinion, the best quality glitter you can buy. And also, I think that's true. I don't think there's better quality glitter than the Craft Culture glitter. And I think for the price point, it's crazy how good it is. A lot of people have same manufactured kind of quality as us, but a lot pricier. But I digress. But I want to use Craft Culture glitter both because it is, in my opinion, the best quality glitter. But also, I find when I make something, if somebody asks me, oh, hey, what did you use? I want to make sure that I'm able to give them a helpful answer. And Martha Stewart glitter from 8 years ago isn't a helpful answer, as far as I'm concerned. Oh, the other thing I want to do is I got the bags. Maybe we do that today. Let me get a coat on these shoes. These are going to be my easy A's. These are going to be very easy shoes. So what I'm doing is I'm mixing up those little bits, those little dregs to make myself some base coat, some first coat. This is going to be the coat that goes on the shoe first. It's just a mix of different pinks. It doesn't really, it's fine. It's a mix of different pinks. It's going to do what it needs to do. And then I'm going to do rosé colored glasses on top of that because I have a decent amount of that. Nice, clean, full jar. And what I'm going to do today is just do some easy, straightforward, knocking the phone down, some easy, straightforward shoes just to kind of infuse a little bit of, these are going to be my little security blankets. These are going to be my easy, straight down the ticket, just not going to worry about it. Don't worry, be happy shoes. So I've got some of these little cute little slippers. I love the silhouette on this. Nice high heel. We love a nice high heel. I do need to take out the back bit. I can cut it off, but it might be loose enough for me to just pop it out. And then I was fiddling around with my leftover blossoms from when I threw like every blossom I had in one box to take with me to Jazz Fest. And I have a bunch of pinks. I've got some pinks and some whites. We might do some pinks, we might do some whites. I don't know. What we are doing today is getting these shoes ready to roll. We're getting these shoes ready to roll. We're getting a base coat of pink on all of these. If we have time, we will work on the strawberries. The berry baskets, I think I'm intimidating myself because I want to do so much. And I think I need to, I'll feel better once I have a little bit of progress on something a little simple. And there is nothing wrong with doing that. So these are just a really cute silhouette. It is very simple, but what I'm gonna do is do these in pink, easy peasy, and then I'm gonna just put blossoms across the toe, write muses on it, and that's all she wrote. Easy peasy. This is basically me revisiting the wave velvet shoes, and I could have used the pink velvet on these. That would be very pretty. I just don't happen to, I'm using what I have. So this is, sometimes I get into this place of like, oh, I want to buy, you know, this, that, and the other thing. I want to make sure I get that before I start. So this is, I'm using what I have on hand and I'm using it today. So that's what we're doing today. So I need to, the one thing that this does need, it's a nice simple shoe and it's not a ton of surface area so it's going to go very zippy, but I do need to reinforce the strap a little bit. So I could put a little piece of wire there, or I could put a little piece of plastic there. And so yeah, I'm gonna feel better because I'm gonna make a little bit of progress on some simple shoes, and then we'll keep rolling. And so far my July is not looking nearly as cuckoo bananas, touch wood. That's not wood, but it's close enough. So I have high hopes of being in here a lot in July and catching up on some of the more fancy pants stuff I would like to do. But if I do, that's great. And if I don't, that's great. Because your shoes, your throws are presents and they are fun. So as long as you are enjoying, I want to make the steady progress. I know I'm such a broken record. I know I've said this every single video I've made this year, maybe a couple of times. Maybe I say it multiple times per video. But the reason I am setting this deadline for myself, this sort of, if I do 6 shoes a month for 10 months, I will be done in December. I am doing that for me. And so if I need to lighten up on myself, I can. And that is because sometimes you make a deadline, and even though you've made it up, it's helpful to make up a deadline because it keeps you rolling. If I know, okay, I want to be done this many shoes by this date, I can just divide it out. All right, 60 shoes, 10 months, that's 6 shoes a month. That's what we want to do. Perfect. So can you all see I cut a little piece of Mardi Gras cup? So this is what it was like. Just a little squishy. I just don't like that. Not as pretty. It's fine. It's just not as pretty. And I cut a little, like, looks like a white strip. All right. And then I fit that in, and now it's nice and firm and pretty. So it's an extra step. It takes a second to do. I mean, literally a second. Y'all watched me do it. Maybe not literally a second, but a moment. It's very quick. And then the shape of the shoe as a whole is just a little nicer. The small details I find really do add up. You don't want to be driving yourself crazy, putting hours and hours and hours and hours into one throw and then on the float with one shoe and stressing about who you're going to give your 900-hour shoe to. But the little extra details, I think, do create cleaner work. And for something like this where I'm going very, very, very simple, and I got to fiddle around with trim, see what we got for trim. Maybe some white gimp, maybe some pink gimp. We'll see what we got. Maybe I could put something fancier on it in terms of trim to try to, like, make it a little cooler. All right. So she's ready. 1. And let's see what else we got. So I've got 2 pairs of these, 4 of these, just 4 quick little pink posies, and I think that'll make me Y'all will forgive me fiddling with my hair. I love messing around with my hair. I love bleaching it and dyeing it and like changing the color, and I love that. But you do unfortunately have to go through a period where you're like a little bit Draco Malfoy aesthetic. So I don't love that, but it is part of the process. All right. So I just popped that out because the shoe was, you know, old enough. And I'm pinching it back in place. Though I will put a nice, this edge is a little bit unattractive, so I will just put a nice thick trim there. And this now is trash. So she's pretty good. She's pretty strong, but a little reinforcing, just what the doctor ordered. So I am not abandoning my baskets, but the month I had just wasn't compatible with my pre-existing shoe goals. And there's nothing wrong with evaluating that and saying, oh, that can happen, but not this month. High hopes for July. I had a lot of wonderful classes in June. And I had a great time. I had a private float party that was wonderful. Really enjoyed that. Really had a great time hanging out with those ladies and like making stuff and socializing and feeling good. It was really nice. And I taught them some stuff that they were like, oh, wow. And that always feels good when somebody sees you make something and it's like, oh, I thought that was tricky, but now that I see it done, I can do that. And it's like, you absolutely can. That is the best feeling. All right. All right. Little piece of plastic in there. I wish there was a good way to show y'all that, but hopefully y'all trust me that it's a cut piece of Mardi Gras. I'm doing this thinking y'all will be able to look into it. It is a strip of Mardi Gras cup cut and squeezed in there. Just squoze right in. And that makes it a little stronger. Because, of course, the silhouette of the shoe is, like, designed to have a foot in it. But you want the shoe to stand up and be beautiful. My charger. Another frustrating thing is my charger is uncooperative. So my battery might die. Okay. Trying to get that good. Oh. It's certainly hard to make. I don't know what to do about that. We'll just see how far we get, I guess. And as far as we get is as far as we get because I can't keep the charge going on my cell phone and it's dropping rapidly. Technical issues. All right. That being the situation, maybe we just zip through these two real quick today so that we have done something today and we can pick up the other two tomorrow. Because even if I just do a half hour today, I wanted to make sure I got in here and touched some shoes. So I've got my Mod Podge and Aleene's. I'm going to put my, not trash glitter. Sometimes people call Especial trash glitter. And I know what they mean. They mean it's glitter that would have otherwise gone in the trash. And I'm a huge fan of that. Glitter, not litter. But my pink Especial. My Especial Rosa. All right, easy peasy. Just, whew. Even this little bit makes me feel better. I get overwhelmed and like can't find the time to come in here because there's so much going on. The shop has been bananas, which is amazing, but like typically the summer is our slow time, our sort of chillax and restock time, and that just has not been the case this year. We have been absolutely, this June, honestly, I was talking to Lizette and I was like, it feels like carnival time. Like it feels that level of busy in here. There was a weekend where we had like not a single empty seat downstairs in the community craft space. Like everybody was down there working, making, and that's like bananas, huh? All right, so that's just got a coat of Especial Rosa. And I'm going to do something kind of naughty. I typically don't add more glue while the glue is still wet, but if I'm gentle and careful-ish, I can do it. All right. Beautiful. So that's, you know, every day is not a day where we make 100 things, but it's good, you know, it's good to make a little progress and feel on top of it. So I get so stressed, not, you know, stressed is the wrong word, busy, beautifully busy. I'm so stressed makes it sound like I'm like, oh no, I'm not like, oh no, I'm like, oh yay, but it is surprising. But all the more reason to be staying nice and steady in here because it relaxes me. And because if it's this busy in June, I can't even imagine what it's going to look like as the year progresses and that short carnival gets closer. I assume that's part of why we are so cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs in there. I assume that people are planning ahead, knowing that the short carnival will not be gentle with us, and the more prepared we are, the more we can manage the short season. Okay. All right, so if nothing else today, we got some pink glitter on these shoes. If nothing else, we will have shoes worked on in June. And I know I did work on shoes in June, so I'm not worried from that perspective. But in terms of where I want my count to be, I know I would like it to be a little bit higher, and so I'm gonna just do a little bit more. Okay, all right. So let me put these two girls down. Boop, boop. All right, and let me, oof. So I've got, do I want to do you? Would you be pretty? That might be fun. I've got this mix of like the siren color glitter for, I did some bases for the workshop I did in the color palette of the Sirens shoes. You would be pretty too. I have, no, we're gonna, yeah. Rah, rah, rah. All right. And this might just be a real quick, breezy little video because I don't want it to die during the video because I think that impacts my capacity to archive the live. I think. Nice. All right. But yeah, these nice, simple little chiffon flower shoes, these I can knock out very quickly. And you know, if next month is, if July is a little bit more chill and I get time to make a lot of fancy pants, complicated stuff, I can always find somebody who is just looking for shoes and isn't like another muse who is looking for shoes to throw. So I never have too many. There's always somebody who would love some shoe assistance. So I'm not worried about that. I never worry about having too many shoes. And so if this month I make some simple shoes to kind of feel good about my numbers, you know, that's not, we don't let the perfect be the enemy of the done. So would it be amazing to finish my berry shoes this month like I planned to? Yes, that would be amazing. But also amazing would be feeling a little caught up and a little more relaxed about it. And so that's you pick your flavor of amazing. That's the amazing I'm going to pick this month. In the same way that I'm sort of picking a little bit of low-level stress for 10 months so that I am super prepared going into Carnival. And you know, some people work really well under pressure. Some people might be watching this and thinking, cool, see it in January. And I love that for you. You know yourself better than anyone. You can absolutely listen to your gut on that. Trying to keep an eye on my battery. So all I'm doing today, and it ain't much, but it's honest work. All I'm doing today is gluing the reinforcement into these cute little slippers and painting a base coat of pink on them. That is today. My security blanket pink shoes. That's gonna make me feel secure. I do have some lighter pink that I would love on these, but it would involve base coating the shoes white. And I don't feel, this is not a moment in my journey where I feel like priming. Because it really is beautiful. When you prime a shoe white and put a semi-sheer on top, it is gorgeous. The white really brings out all the beauty of a semi-sheer. But that does add a step. And sometimes we're interested in adding steps for the purposes of beautification, and sometimes we're in the business of getting some things done so that we feel good, so that we don't start having that nightmare. I've talked, I'm sure, before about how, like, riders have the nightmare where you're on the float. You don't have the I didn't do my homework nightmare, but you have the I'm on the float and I don't have any throws nightmare. So I am not interested in having any of those nightmares. All right, these two are reinforced and good to go. So one Mardi Gras cup, plenty enough for these 4 shoes. So easy breezy. Today we are being gentle with ourselves and making a little progress. And I think I hope that this shows you that it is not trivial to make your 30 shoes. Like it takes, making throws is, even if you're doing simple ones, like I'm doing simple ones this month because I ended up having life kind of got busy, and that is what is going to make sense for me right now. Even doing quote unquote simple ones though, it takes a lot of time. So anyone who is making handmade throws, you should be extremely proud of yourself for the effort that takes. And the discipline and, you know, the commitment, all those good things. And if you go to the parade, please be aware of how much goes into the things that you are receiving. But yes, I am very glad that June was so busy. I'm just adapting. It's all good things, you know. It is a good thing to be, for my shop to be doing well and to be spending time with my kids. I cannot possibly be anything but grateful for that. I feel like now when I do this, when I put it up in a little dongle, my hair is like the color of the wall. It's all right. It, you know, it'll grow. I'll get some blue dye. And in the meantime, we're just rolling with it as it is. All right, little half-hour video to just get back into the flow of things, and hopefully long video tomorrow because my boys will be in camp. And I'm mostly caught this will be their second week of camp. Last week was just all hands on deck and just, whew, events and classes and orders and restocking. I love my store so much, but man, small business ownership, it takes a lot. It's an honor and a privilege, and I'm so happy that people like what we're doing. But ooh, June had hands. And I feel like I'm going to go back and look at videos where I said, ooh, this month was really busy. And I'm going to be like, you fool. You didn't even know. All right. So we got 4 shoes. We got pink coats on our security blanket shoes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 shoes. We're going to be done very, very quick. It's not going to take many sessions at all to get these 4 done, and then they'll be done. So thank you all for joining me. I'm sorry that I haven't been in here as much. I hope no one has felt too discouraged by my absence. I'm going to be back in, and we're going to keep it rolling. And I'm going to stop there just because I'm nervous about my battery, and I want to make sure I can actually archive this video. But we got a little done. We're making a little progress. I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow, and happy Father's Day. Bye-bye.